How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys another Magical Girl Raising Project episode discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about the season finale of Magical Girls Raising Project. And I have to say, well scripted, well written out, and I have to say, a perfect ending. Because it left us right there and then, stories all completely ended. As we then see that many of the fights that were anticipated in this fight were just beautifully drawn out, and every story that we had answers to were all given to us in this also final episode as well. But granted though, it still leaves us at the end of the episode as to wondering what will happen to Snow White and what will happen to Ripple at the end of the day. What are they gonna do? What dreams do they aspire to be? Like I said, this episode was just done beautiful. You could almost have a little teardrop due to the fact that, after watching the whole entire season, you guys will love the Magical Girls as they start becoming a part of you, and you start having a little bit emotional bonds with the girls because of the fact that, these girls, they're very inspiring, by the way. When you look at these girls, they have dreams, but then their dreams get crushed and they have to change themselves. And honestly, it literally is a coming of age for Ripple and Snow White. Like, these two characters, literally, their personalities have changed after watching this episode. Like, honestly, you could look back as to how it all began, and when you come back to this episode, trust me, these two characters have really changed throughout all aspects. Granted though, let's just talk about the episode, because the episode, like I said, there's still a lot of stuff to talk about. So, for the first part is, we did get the fight between Swim Swim and Ripple. That fight was really intense, but at the end of the day, look back into the fight and you still see that it's still anticlimactic, because due to the fact that, you still kind of feel sorry for, not necessarily Swim Swim, but for Ripple. You feel sorry for Ripple that she had to go through all that pain and endurance that she had to go through, but yet, when you watch her kill Swim Swim, it's just like, wow, you were expecting something else, but at the same time, it's like, it's the way they written. Like, look, the reason I'm kind of having a little hard time to describe it is because it's the way that they actually showcased it. Throughout the whole entire season, we watched Swim Swim kill so many characters, but once Ripple kills her, that feeling, it wasn't just how I kind of expected it to be. It was more the fact that, like, I guess that's it, now what? It left us open, and that was really great about why they did that. Because then it goes to show, what's gonna... It left us wondering, like, what's Ripple gonna do now? And that's the thing, that, like, this episode was just beautifully choreographed because of that, in fact, reason. And granted, though, of course, Ripple actually lost her... You could say, not necessarily her eye, but she got blinded by, by freaking Swim Swim, by, like, stabbing her with that magical weapon. And she lost her freaking arm as well during the fight. But she learned through that fight, as this was Ripple's first actual kill of a magical girl or a human being, so now she's considered a murder. But you kind of see that the fact that Ripple's character, she said that this is it. That's it, that this is going to be my first and last kill that I will intentionally do. And I thought to myself, that makes sense because of the fact, she was just doing this out of top speed. Revenge for top speed, someone who she loved and adored at the same time. And I love that about Ripple's character, that after the end of the episode, she still has her eye, like with the giant scar visibly on her freaking left eye, and you literally see her arm is still chopped off, but she still has the cloak of top speed over her arm, as if to say, like, as a constant reminder to say, that I have changed, and this is my past that I have left behind, and a reminder to say that, I will not go down that dark path again. And I thought to myself, like I said, that was very well choreographed in Ripple's character development right there. And you could clearly see that Ripple did change throughout after, killing Swim Swim. Swim Swim was basically the brink of insanity that Ripple had. Like, every amount of anger that she ever had went all towards Swim Swim. And that's what, like I said, it left us viewers like, we're like, oh my god, like, she did it. I can't believe she actually did it. But honestly, like I said, I still didn't feel no sympathetic feelings for Swim Swim. for more of a fact as her character development was just she was basically a lunatic. She was a girl just misunderstood, but at the same time, you know, it's she was like how Faye pointed out in the episode, she just had a couple of screw looses, you know, which I thought was very hilarious. And speaking of Faye, wow, just freaking wow, freaking Faye in this episode. I could just imagine Faye being a salesman in the real world. Just that would be hilarious. But Faye, wow, what a sellout! Because in the episode we learned that, of course, Faye was actually, like I said, he was a scouting legion. He was trying to train these girls and the selecting exam to say, you know, these girls are going to become part of this Magical Girl Racing Project, hence the name Magical Girl Racing Project. These girls are then out to become, I'm guessing they're going to be sent to the real magical world. As you know, we were still left kind of vague in the episode for that, which I thought to myself, that is interesting that there's still another world to look at besides the small world that these girls lived in. Which I thought to myself, like, wow, you know, there's still so much at stake here, you know? There's still much stories to be enveloped around the characters. They could bring in brand new characters and the story will still continue. Like I said, it's just that amazing how the story actually went about in this episode, that it still leaves viewers still grasp on to watch the episode. And you know what's funny too as well, that with Faye's character development, which even though it's still a robot, but the way that Faye was described in this episode, we finally saw him break character. Yes, folks, we finally saw it because apparently the master controller that Cranberry had was finally broken. It wasn't broken by, you know, as a means of normal standards. It had to be broken by a magical weapon, and that was the magical weapon that Squimson had. And it was hilarious and a very thought-provoking example of that imagery that was actually showcased in this episode. You know, when you guys see Snow White, anger just thrown at Faye, you know, because she was just angry at what Faye was saying. That Faye, oh, you should become the new master. You're the top prime example. You should be the one that everybody should look after. But Faye is just literally just talking smack. It's all really Faye was doing. It's an AI program, but this AI program just got bored of doing the same repetitive things, that it said, you know what, there's something else that I should be doing, which kind of makes sense because of the fact that maybe this AI program isn't an AI and then there's somebody else that was actually controlling it. But then again, I don't know, maybe it was just there for tension. It kind of didn't make any sense at the same time too. But like I said though, the part that really kind of stood out for me for Snow White and Ripples right there, when they actually were right there talking to Faye, was the fact that, like I said, Faye broke out of character. You literally hear and say, oh snap, you know, like, I'm gonna die right now, and they literally kill Faye right there and then. They break that magic controller, and that was it for the Magical Girl Racing Project for that specific district that they were at. And like I said, it was very powerful imagery in a sense. And by the way Snow White was handling the situation, yes, she was ranting and she was trying to break that weapon, but that's due to the fact that she just had enough. And this was basically the breaking point of Snow White's character, because remember guys, it's just how Faye said, Snow White, you are one of the luckiest girls in this whole entire game itself, that due to the fact that, you know, you haven't shed any blood on your hands, you know, you've been left out, and yet you're still the victor, which is very ironic. And I thought to myself, but that's because she's been ignorant. She didn't know what was going on. She was busy just gathering the magical candies. She was following Faye's orders. She was literally the prime example of a misguided girl, and she was literally just, you know, just doing her own thing. But all these other girls, they kind of oversaw that because they had, you could say, older mentors. They, you know, they were just more aware of what was really going on. They were just around more experienced people. These people wanted to kill. You know, like I said, there was more mayhem with the other girls, and Snow White was actually inside of. And like Snow White's at character development in this finally also, you could say, blossomed into this, you could say, a more confident woman. And that's the thing that was very exciting to see, is Snow White. Snow White, like I said, she was just kind of like you could kind of say, she was ignorant as well, but there's another word I want to say, that she was left in a position that where people were kind of feeling sorry for her. There we go, condescending. There we go. I felt like all the magical girls that were with Snow White, they were condescending her. They kind of were, because think about it, they never really told her the exact truth. They were always saying, oh, there's something here, or there's something there, like as I say, you know, think for yourself. But you know, Snow White, you know, of course, she's still a little girl. She needs help. She was heading in the right path, but she just needed an extra push. And this episode was there then, right there and then. Like I said, it's just, oh my god, like, There's so much things that were like actually happening in this episode that I still enjoyed to the very end. And Snow White, right there, and then at the end of the episode, we get to see her actually start becoming more combative because she learns that, you know, she can't live a life like that. She can't live, if she wants to live like a magical girl, she definitely has to get stronger mentally and physically. And since she doesn't have combative abilities, it makes sense that Ripple will actually show her how to fight in a better scenario. And like I said, it's just very exciting to see these two magical girls together at the end of the episode. They were both training, and it seems Snow White was actually doing her own thing outside of her district. She's breaking the rules of the magical girls because she's saying, you know what, this is all a farce. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm gonna do my own thing because you guys all treated me like some kind of like a little rabbit that's been stuck in a well. That then never mind. I'll become what you guys want me to become, but I'm gonna do my own thing. That's the way I saw it. Snow White's character was just now becoming more confident, and she's taking action for herself, which then proves to the other characters like, you know, okay, no, we gotta respect this girl now because now she's actually becoming of a stronger a leading woman. She's becoming she's taking a leadership role now, and that's what we never saw with Snow White. She never took a leadership role. Like I said though, it's just very exciting to see that. Like, my god, like this episode was just full of feels and full of excitement. You know, you guys are just gonna be watching the episode, and yet you still are satisfied at the end of the episode. You know, right there and then the episode kind of ends with Ripple and Snow White just looking at the horizon and saying that, you know, of course, you know, they still hold on to that dream of still being a magical girl, which says a lot because it says that now that they're becoming aware of what the world really is, instead of just like ponies and rainbows and saving people, no, they have to be aware of the consequence. They're aware of consequences now, but they still hold on to that dream of being a magical girl. That, you know, that's what really keeps them motivated. Like I said, this episode was just done beautifully. Like, if you guys just pay attention, if you guys have been paying attention from the first episode to the end, you guys would see that the way they did this series was very well written and well scripted out. That I thought, you know, this series is a number one right there. Granted though, I still love Bungo Stray Dogs, so I would say this one was my second favorite out of the whole entire series. But this was more of I wouldn't say a tragedy, more of a melodrama. Like, this was a melodrama in itself because, you know, the main character is still alive. But like I said, it was still exciting to watch. Like I said though. But that's it for today's segment, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And if you guys enjoyed my video, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Fall 2016 anime. Ooh, but like I said, guys, like, man, episode was beautiful. The season finale was actually very well. But let me know down in the comments below as to what were you guys' thoughts on the episode as well. Who was your favorite magical girl? What did you guys think of Snow White's character development? What did you guys think of Ripple as of now? Like I said, I feel like Ripple, it has changed now. Like, you could literally clearly see she's more calmer and less rash now. She's now more thinking clearly ahead. Like, she's following in the footsteps of Snow White and yeah, look at that. Look at that. Snow White is following in the footsteps of Ripple, and Ripple is following the footsteps of Snow White. These two are a balanced yin and yang right there. Like I said, it's very entertaining. I'm telling you guys, there's so much to talk about this episode, but I have to end this video now because I'm already at 13 minutes. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments as to what are you guys' thoughts on this episode. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.